It's been a great ride, like a great time in Classic. You know, I had a tremendous experience with it, and I still find the game. You know, if you get tired throughout the day, you know, you ever get that urge to just want to play again in the morning, like, oh my god, I have like this urge to just want to play. Hey, what's up, man?
Not much, dude. Just been streaming all day. You got some of your work done?
Yeah, I just had some schoolwork done, some work stuff came up, but kind of excited to do this. This is pretty interesting.
Yeah, man. Dude, I just want to thank you, and then let's get our in-game activity together. What do you want to do? Do you do like, do you mine or herb? Do you kill mobs? Like last time I talked to you, you're PvPing. Do you want to queue up together?
Yeah, I'd actually, if you want to PvP a bit, that'd be pretty fun. There we go.
Yeah. I think you have a couple characters, don't you? Don't you have a priest that's an enchanter?
No, actually, I have I only have two 60 characters, and I have my shaman here, and my alt is a mage. His name is Herpaderps. I'll type in the chat real quick.
Oh, okay. I must be confusing you with Slapjaw then?
Yeah, Slackjaw. I've heard of that name. I saw it before, but that's not me.
Oh, so I've confused you with someone else. Okay, I see.
Yeah, I wonder actually, because I seen that name once in like general chat. I was like, hey, look, it's like my twin. But no, that's not me though. Like these are my only two characters that are level 60. So Herpaderps is my mage that I do like Mara carries on, like the big pulls. And we can kind of get into that more down the list because I think you had a list of questions you wanted to kind of interview me with.
Yeah, we can bounce around them. This is just like the baseline, you know?
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
So I just have a lot of generic questions to kind of walk us through these things, but if you have something you want to talk about, you know, this interview is about you, so.
Well, I mean, I've never really kind of been interviewed, but this is, I mean, like I said, I'm pretty excited. This is kind of cool, and it's pretty neat that you're doing video for Fairbanks. So I'm sure everybody's kind of appreciated. And I'm actually kind of curious, like, what achievements have or who have you interviewed so far for your little video making?
Actually, you're the first one. So I actually had a couple people in mind. One of the first ones was a big PvP man, and he actually wanted to, you know, just stand by a little bit. He said maybe down the road I'll do an interview, but he's one of the first. I think he was the first person to hit level 60 on our server, right?
That I'm not too sure. Like, I don't really know a whole lot of like the famous people. I mean, I know of some of the guilds. Like, I know like there's Rampage and them. But other than that, I kind of just kept to myself throughout like the whole server thing. Like I've identified some of the guilds as the server progressed, but like, I mean, I started on the server. I never transferred here, and like I never joined any other guild. I kind of, as I leveled up, I joined this guild called Guidance, and a lot of us are kind of like vanilla players, and surprising or not, Dark Zeke Lord, he was originally the guild leader of Guidance, and I knew him from back in the know that we have played together randomly, and a mutual friend of ours. Go ahead.
You just happened to know this, like you bumped into him after 15 years somehow.
Actually, yeah, because one of my real life friends, he was going to play vanilla, but he played with Dark Zeke Lord, you know, some of the guys in this guild through like retail, and I stopped playing like I didn't play retail since like the beginning of Wrath of Lich King, and you know I kind of grew up, stopped playing the game, went on with my life career choices and everything, and I came back a little bit for like Legion, and that seemed pretty cool, but I kind of lost interest once like Wrath came along. But my buddy, one of my real life friends, he continued playing the game, and so he got me like interested or talking about Classic, and then he said a bunch of guys from our original server, which was Deathwing and Vanilla, were gonna play, and I was like, oh, that'd be pretty cool. Maybe there's some guys I remember back when I was like a kid. Because the main reason I played this game was, I was like a 14-year-old kid, 13 or 14 years old playing this game. It was like mostly nostalgia. And like my original character was a warrior, an orc warrior named Tex on Deathwing, and I had like a Hand of Ragnaros, and Dark Zeke Lord, I PvP'd with him like a long time ago in Battlegrounds, and then when I hit him up for a guild invite, he was like, wait, you're Tex? Like, holy shit, I used to play with you all the time. So it was just funny how things worked out.
Yeah, dude, full circle. And I love how you said that you had a friend that kind of persisted through WoW, because we all have someone that, just kept playing, and he kind of lured you back in. And I was a similar way, which is I tried retail a little bit before, but really I was waiting for this.
Oh yeah, and it's pretty exciting to hear that hopefully Blizzard does come out with the Burning Crusade, because I think Classic and the Burning Crusade were probably my most funnest parts of World of Warcraft, and then that kind of like was it for me.
Yeah, I think a lot of us are waiting for the Burning Crusade. Some of us the Wrath. I didn't play Wrath personally.
Yeah, it was just different. I think it kind of like I took a long break once Wrath came out. Like I started a Death Knight, and then like maybe after like once I think it's Bold War that came out, that's when I like took a break. So I like joined the military and everything, and pretty much just stopped playing WoW and all the video games for a while. And then I came back right before I shipped off to try a little bit of Wrath again, and that's right when he Cataclysm. But yeah, that was pretty much all it for me in World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I couldn't stick through the expansion. I would try it and then be like, nah.
Yeah, it changed a lot.
Oh yeah. So your life is a little bit more stable now. You're able to play a little bit more WoW.
Yeah, it's pretty much like I worked quite a bit during the week, but pretty much I'm off like 4 or 5 p.m. to the next day. Weekends are off, but pretty much like I guess you could say a 6 to 5 job Monday through Friday.
Are you working overnight or early in the morning? Early in the morning.
Or early in the morning to like 5 p.m. or 4 p.m. at night.
Damn, those are long days. Yeah, I wake up early too, so I'm not the normal gamer schedule. But
yeah, I mean, I mostly just play because, especially with like COVID, it's definitely kind of helped in a way, even though it's a shitty situation. It's kind of cool how COVID hit right when that Classic kind of came out, or a little bit later, but that's when things started getting pretty intense. And I mean, there's no real other reason to go out since you can't really do any activity, social life, and just kind of at least I have something to do. Some people can't stand to be inside for so long, but I guess gamers have an interesting way of finding ways to entertain themselves, and Warcraft kind of helps.
Oh yeah, man, and that's actually a great point. It's like, how has COVID helped your gameplay or change your life? And everyone I know, it's like WoW has been a very positive outlet, right? A lot of social interaction, a lot of just stuck inside the house but endless adventure at the same computer.
Oh, definitely. And I mean, like I said, it helps for those of us who, especially like I'm on an island. I'm over here in the Pacific Northwest, and really it would take me a couple hours just to go down to Seattle. And being on an island here, there's not a whole lot to do. So with COVID and all that, World of Warcraft and school has kind of kept me busy with work, and I'm not really feeling bored that much all the time.
For sure. That's dope. That's dope. You've been playing since pretty much phase 1 then.
Oh yeah, exactly. Right when Classic came out, that's when I decided to play with the whole crowd of everyone that wanted to play.
And you said you didn't really join Guidance until you were leveling up?
It was like, actually it was probably right when I created my character. It was right from the start. Because my buddy told me about some of these guys in this guild, and
yeah,
I think as soon as they made it, I joined it. I just started leveling.
Yeah, it sounded like you kind of knew that this was the server to play with your friends.
Exactly. Fortunately, my friend just never ended up really playing Classic and just kept playing retail. So I give him shit about that all the time.
You've made a lot of new friends on the way too. Like the people I play with, you know, from a year ago are no longer the same people I play with now.
Surprisingly enough, like my guild's a very unique guild, I think, because like a lot of everybody.
We're taking this.
Yep.
Cool.
Everybody like, or most of the people who started in this guild are still in it.
That's dope. So yeah, you've been in pretty much the same guild since the beginning.
Yep.
That's dope. I've went to like 1 or 2, but pretty much the same like group of people after I found like, you know, the one group I wanted to play with. Would you say a lot of Guidance members are in your situation where they kind of knew a couple of friends in the group, or Guidance kind of just grew naturally on Fairbanks?
A lot of them, I believe, knew each other from retail. A lot of them are actually really competitive people throughout the different expansions from what I heard. Like, some of them played with some of this world competitor named, like, Freya and a few people. I don't really know them, but, like, I heard of that name before. But, you know, they're pretty competitive in retail expansions. And, you know, they decided to come play Classic.
Cool. So you got a couple of hardcore members, and they kind of just loosely know each other, or they played with each other before, and...
Yeah, from what I've gathered, just from like hearing them and everything.
That's pretty cool. My guild is a little bit like that. We got like this small branch of private server players that kind of know each other, and then, you know, like other friend groups kind of attach onto it.
That's pretty awesome, man. Like it's pretty interesting how like if you get with a pretty good group of people that you can stick with them for like an entire year frame.
Yeah.
And the game is still, you know, decently active. It's not as bad as some people might have thought. I mean, it does get kind of repetitive because we're clearing content a lot quicker. But I mean, it's a fun game overall, at least in my opinion, compared to retail.
I mean, there's an easy question I ask people, and every single WoW Classic player says yes. It's like, is this the game you play the most? And everyone's like, yes, obviously.
Actually, this is like the only game I play.
Exactly, right? Like, your interest in other games it's always just, I could just come back to WoW and work on my character. Hey, so Slap, I'm actually kind of a PvP noob. I used to PvP when I was young. So just I'm following you. You tell me what to do.
That's fine. So usually I just go Berserker. I have my ancient cornerstone grimoire, and usually once I get Zerking, I summon the skeleton, and then just kind of, if it's solo queues, I just kind of try and blow people up, or if it's a pretty good team, I just protect the flag.
Cool.
But a lot of times I've been PvPing a lot lately. I might actually try and rank decently, or at least to general.
You enjoy PvPing?
Oh yeah, I love it. I've played with a good amount of teams. Sorry, I have a push to talk.
You're fine.
But I play with a lot of teams like Kevlar. Actually, you know, I did play with Scarm when he was ranking up. Who else? Moo Beef, who recently hit High Warlord. I've just played a lot throughout Classic with who actually ranked and everything, and
yeah,
PvP groups. But generally, I would play casually in PvP on the weekends. But now I'm trying to rank up a little bit, especially now that, you know, I got Hand of Rag for my enhanced set. I got like Scarab Lord, and I figured I might as well complete the set.
Yeah, this is one of the last accomplishments for you. Yeah, I feel you.
But yeah, lately, other than like, if I'm not raiding, which usually like Guidance, we raid. Our main days are like Tuesday and Wednesday from like 5:30 server time to 9. Whenever I'm not raiding, I'm pretty much just PvPing or farming or doing Mara boosts on my mage to make gold.
Okay, so you feel pretty accomplished in your other areas. So you PvP and you do some Mara farming. That's a good divide for your two tunes. You don't raid too much on your mage.
No, I'm usually like just Blackwing Layer just to get tier 2. I finally got my 5 piece for tier 2, and I usually just boost for gold because I raid main as elemental.
That's awesome.
So my guild is pretty relaxed. We are really like a balanced guild because we are like a loot system, like a loot council system. Pretty fair. A lot of it is kind of like on attendance. You know, if you come raid consumed, and we're pretty fair with distributing loot. So a lot of times our officers, which is kind of hard I think to find in a lot of guilds, especially these days, is like
Fair
our
loot
officers
council.
technically generally take loot last, and they try to give it to the guild members before they take anything. So it's a really unique and awesome group of guys
Yeah,
and gals.
I've been there too, where like there's like two normal situations for LC. Like either they always reward themselves last, or they're corrupt and reward themselves first. Right? It's hard to balance
Yeah.
it.
And I hear that's the case, and unfortunately, with a lot of guilds, none to really speak of. But like, I just hear that's such a common issue with loot council. So, being in a loot council that actually seems to be one that works right is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's great, dude. That's probably one of the reasons why your guild survived, right? Longevity wise.
Yeah, we did have a kind of a little bit of an issue or a drama situation where some people didn't like it when it was a little closer to the beginning of phase 2, I believe, with Blackwing Layer. We had a fallout with a group of people who didn't really like how things were going, and I would say like maybe 7 to 10 people kind of left and made that guild name Quarantine.
Ah, I'm familiar with this. I actually know Avera.
Yeah, so they just didn't really like how things were working and how the loot was going, and so the loot wasn't always as it has been as it is now, because generally we were like really kind of a fair guild where people would make like a priority list of what they wanted, and it didn't really matter like what classes it benefited most. If people wanted like say this item and they had a list that you only could use and you can't edit once you get your piece as like the #1 item you want over everything else. So it kind of let people who PvP'd more get like an item they really wanted versus something that probably would have helped them more in PvE. They
It's
just kind of
transparent.
made it more of like a fair chance.
Yeah, I'm familiar with this. This is a good strategy.
But over time, that kind of dwell on some people. I wouldn't say this is the exact reason why like the whole drama situation happened and the people left, but it probably was a factor. So some people, were thinking some people didn't deserve certain loot, and eventually they split. But after the night, we decided, the people, like the officers and everybody, they kind of took the guild leader name away and kind of just made it an officer. Kind of like officers run the guild. There's no real guild leader anymore. There's like a person who's a guild bank, but there's no really guild leader. It's just the officers run it, and they do the loot counts and everything. So it's pretty unique, and we just restructured everything to where it's like a class priority on loot, get it, and they keep tabs on who gets loot. If they just got a piece of loot, they'll probably give it to somebody else who just got loot and stuff like that, with class priority, of course, for progression.
Sounds like clearing that issue up kind of cleared the air for the rest of the guild to develop.
Yeah, it was kind of a sudden thing that was brought up, but once it became known, we fixed it, and things have been great since. At least to a point. I'm not an officer. I'm just a raider who's been in since the beginning of the guild, and I don't know what all the issues, because usually through council there's always going to be issues where we don't really know everything that goes on behind the scenes. So, but from my viewpoint, a lot of people with the guild, like, everything's been going great.
That's great, dude. So you said you're just a normal raider. How did you get the opportunity then to slap the bass, to tap the gong?
So I'm one of two, I guess you could say, scarab lords in guidance. The first one was made in Cheney. He's has a complete character. You know, he had High Warlord. He got his Hand of Rag, and we actually helped him first with getting the Scepter. And he's the one we went to help with once the patch came out. So he was the first one, the guild that we farmed for to get his Scepter. And surprisingly enough, we actually, like, with only maybe 15 or 20 people, you know, we competed with that shit storm of people in Silithus, and we were like the second guild, I think, on Horde side on the server to complete the Scepter, behind Rampage.
With that small party of 15.
Yeah, it was like a 15 to 20, but we just nonstop. Like, people took days off because, you know, we wanted to support. And Cheney's not an officer either; he's just another player.
Damn, that's amazing. And you guys did it twice with that group.
So it was interesting. So, like, you know, we didn't really have an idea of me going for it after we finished Cheney's. A lot of people got burnt out because we went really hard to get his, and nobody expected the Gong or the progress of the war effort to go as long as it did. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it was like the third week, I think, or the second week after we completed his Scepter, where I think we were at 49%, and I was like, you know what, I want to go for it. And it was actually a lot more of a grind because a lot of the people were burnt out. So it wasn't the support like Cheney had. It was more of myself, and there was a handful of people who kind of really were like, you know what, I'll help you out. And, you know, I had to go in it with, like, not expecting to get it because a lot of people, like I said, were burnt out. So it was mostly a lot of me going down there and just farming mobs, kind of like how I think that Mage Weswilby did, where he was just solo farming since the beginning.
Carapaces? Yeah, I did some solo farming. I understand, that's hard.
And pretty much I had like a handful or a few of my guildies actually come down, and, you know, I really owe it to them. You know, like Dark Zeke Lord, who was the guild leader, he helped me with his brother, Beef Man, on his mage. I had Postal Psycho, Jevin, and a few other people who actually did come down and help me on those long days of farming. There was at one point where I didn't even sleep for 48 hours straight. I stayed up just to farm carapaces.
48 hours. Dude, shoutouts to your friends. It sounds like it's a very small handful.
It was, man. I mean, my guild started helping closer towards the end. So on the week before the final week, I didn't complete my Scepter until like the Sunday before I think the gates opened on Monday or Tuesday.
Or Tuesday, was it?
Yeah, my guild helped for like the clearing of like the what was it, like the dragons and like the quest line after doing all the carapaces. But yeah, it was a nervous struggle getting to that point. I was nonstop. Like, after work, I would just get on and just farm carapaces, and I would miss raid days just farming carapaces while they raided.
Oh my goodness.
And yeah, man, like, those are some stressful days. So, I mean, it was fun though. You know, I didn't want to like miss an opportunity. You know, you got to go for it if you really want it.
Yeah, dude.
Whatever gold I had, I think the most gold I borrowed from guildies was like 4,000, and that was when the carapaces were going for like 2 to 3 gold each. So a good portion of all of it was farmed carapaces.
Yeah.
But after that, you know, I had to kind of join different guilds through my quest line for the Scarab Lord, and, you know, I went with Big Hearts. They helped me in Blackwing Lair. I think Love, they helped me in Molten Core. So I had a raid with other guilds because the time frame, like, with my guild. So I'd even raid with my guild on all the raids for the quest line. Like, me and Cheney helped talk to some of these guilds, and Gate of Fenris helped me farm the green dragons. And we kind of did that. There's like a big of that PvP formation of Celtis. There was like it's like some kind of a PvP council where we kind of helped each other whenever like the big like alliance groups would come and kind of raid, because they were really good. Like the good thing about Horde is we had numbers on the server, because Alliance were definitely more structured,
organized
in their PvP groups.
Was Harm one of the people helping organize the Celtis stuff?
Yeah, Harm was one of them. He was a big guy, and then I guess I kind of took over once he finishes, where I would kind of, like the last couple of weeks, I kind of just used whoever was in charge or whatever groups were still farming to kind of stay together, because it got pretty hard near the closest to the opening of the gates, because a lot of guilds were finished, and that was the biggest struggle, because when people were done, they were done. Like they didn't want to step foot in Celtis anymore.
Yeah, dude, especially since they helped grind, you know, other people's stuff. And dude, it's crazy that you're sharing that you were so limited on time. You had to go with 3 different guilds to do, you know, different aspects of the Scepter quests.
Yeah, my final, like the final part to get complete the Scepter quest was actually me, Ronza from Void, and Weselby. We all kind of did that last part together for our Scepters, and completing it and finishing that quest was just, you know, it was a nice little like pat on the back that, you know, because when I was in vanilla, when I first saw that mount, I was like, I wished I could get it, and then, you know, I made that, you know, that dream come true. And basically, when it came to the day of the Gong, I wasn't even really trying or expecting to, you know, be the one opening the gates. I was actually at work, and I didn't, you know, all that effort, all that sleep I missed, and long hours I put in after work to just farm for it. I just had to make sure I was gonna be able to come in and open or get the mount and then go back to work. And you know, I come in between on my lunch break, and
on his lunch break,
you know, it's just a shit show over in Celtis. The Alliance are trying, you know, AoEing. The lag is just incredibly huge. I log in because I logged out of there, you know, the night prior, and you know, everybody's there just spamming, and I just click on the Gong, and I just start spamming the open and close like profusely, just because I wanted to get out of there, because I didn't, you know, I figured I was gonna lag out. Thankfully I didn't, but it was extremely like lag fest. But I just kept spamming it, and then next thing I know, everybody's just screaming at me like I didn't even see, I think that I opened the gates. I just got my mount, and then I like DC'd a little bit after, because I was riding it, and everybody else was kind of frozen. But I just started getting messages saying, "Holy shit, congrats!" And I was like, "What? What happened? Why are you guys messaging me?" And then everybody was like, "You opened the fucking gates." And I was like, "Oh shit, that's cool."
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, like I didn't really care about, like, I didn't even think about opening, like I didn't even know it named a person to open the gates. I just wanted to get them out and get the hell back to work.
Yeah, on your lunch break, you're furiously spamming it for the mount so you can log off, and you don't even know it happened until you get feedback from Discord.
Yeah, like in-game in Discord, like people are just like, my guildies are like saying, you know, like, holy shit,
God,
dude, you just opened the gates. And I was like, I did? All right. Yeah, so I mean, a lot of people were kind of like happy for me and everything, so I didn't really get any, like, I didn't get anybody like negative, but
no.
I guess that's a pretty big feature that, you know, like I said, I didn't know like someone is named that they opened the gate. I was just kind of like trying to get them out and getting back to work.
Yeah, so you went back to work knowing you were gonna get your, well, you prayed for that mount because it was lagging so bad, and then you go back to work with this big cheese smile on your face, right?
Yeah, pretty much. It was pretty interesting, man. Like, it was just, you know, a good day overall. You know, I managed to achieve that, and managed to, you know, get the legendary hammer I had back in my warrior back in vanilla. So, you know, those are the main things I've always wanted. And you know, I completed it. So I mean, the mount and that mace was pretty much like all I really wanted in classic. So like loot wise, I don't really care too much about loot since I got what I really wanted.
Well, I'm there with you. Like, you see me with Thunderfury. Once I got this, I'm like, everything is so secondary, you know, like...
Yeah, man. Like, that was my biggest, hardest choice, was like, was gonna play a warrior for Thunderfury, or is they gonna play a shaman? Just because, like, I've always thought shamans were pretty cool.
How do you feel now?
But... Say what?
How do you feel about your choice picking a shaman?
Oh, I still love it, man. I mean, I wish enhancement was more powerful, because that's the unfortunate side. Even though I have a good enhanced set PvP, it's not. It comes secondary when it comes to elemental shaman. It's just elemental shaman's too strong.
Shooting lightning is good in PvP, and it's pretty good in PvE now, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean we pump up pretty good numbers. We're pretty competitive when it comes to PvE DPS. You just gotta come fully consumed with mana and like demonic and dark runes, and you can be competitive with other casters.
Yeah, it's a mana intensive class. I get you. Are we waiting to fill? Is this what's taking so long? Oh,
say what?
No alliance. There's no alliance in this battleground right now. You see how it's just 6 forward.
Oh yeah. But a lot of times, like the main like way I kind of gut, say like my Natharn's tier or my Hand of Brag, I got all that through farming Mard, and because I didn't get it through my guild, I got it through GGKP, because obviously we did loot priority through loot council. So you know, elemental shaman getting a Nulth tier over mages or warlocks, you know, fat chance. Let's go ahead and go back to the flag room because it's free mid.
Okay. No, I'm with you on that. I got one half of my binding from my guild, and then the other half through GDKP. And the server's GDKP is so robust that, yeah, getting off-spec items like that tier, I bet it took you a little bit with your mage farming, but it was very reasonable compared to trying to get from your guild. Oh
yeah, like before I even stepped foot into GDKP, I wanted to make sure I was going to get it no matter what. So I farmed 14k gold boosting people, and I ended up paying like 9k on my tier. And then the following, like the next day, I went on a Molten Core, and then I got Eye of Frag to finally drop, and the Quick Strike ring for like 2.8k total.
Some big pickups.
Yeah, it was just you know, hard work and dedication. You know, there's the fortunate side of people who, you know, like buy gold and stuff, but when you farm it and do it all like yourself, you know, it's that little like peace of mind that, you know, you did the work, you put the effort in to really get what you have.
Oh yeah. Oh, these fear bombs are nasty. So much control from this team.
Oh man, this is a pretty mid, that's right.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Like, the druid had a very good plan.
What's your guild's plan for was it for next round? So you guys gonna be going competitive like once it releases, you gonna do a raid early in the morning, or you guys just gonna raid like normal raid times?
We're pretty average in that aspect. Like, we didn't push too hard for any of the first clears, but we were one of the first guilds to clear Cthulhu. I think we got Visca the second week or the first week, I don't remember, but my guild sounds similar to yours, where it's like kind of like a balanced guild. We have a couple pumpers, you know, they'll get purple, orange parses, but for the most part, it's, you know, it's a good balance of stuff. I personally can't stand parsing. Like, I don't, for me, it's like, I was never a straight A student, and now you want me to be a straight A student in this game that I like playing for fun, you know?
I kind of like the parses, just in a sense. I like to see how high it can go, but that's just my competitive nature with a lot of people. But my guild doesn't like require like world buffs, and honestly, I think world buffs kind of killed this game. I think this game would be a lot funner if there wasn't like a world buff meta.
Yeah, I agree. My guild does require it, so it's like slightly more hardcore, but I mean, I think we're both looking forward to just when we can just play Burning Crusade without any buffs, right? And then Enhancement Shaman will be a little bit stronger.
Yeah, I would love to play like dual wielding enhancement because, like I said, I never played Shaman like classic or PVC. At least like not as a main or at max level. But I think I'll probably go enhancement when TBC comes out. I hear are a lot more funner and competitive too.
Yeah, arenas are going to be exciting for PvPs for sure. So one quick way to like circle back. You said you did a lot of PvPing with rankers. Did that come in like big waves for you? Like people would just finish and stop playing, really?
I think it was just like it was never really a set of like when it was. It was just whenever I would decide to PvP, I would hit up groups back when the ranking bracket Discord was really busy. And then it just happened to be like those people who were ranking at the time were always inviting people, and they knew I brought some good burst damage, so I'm always good for like worse than Gold's bursts or just annihilating people real quick.
They always need a shaman, dude, and a priest. They need both, really.
Yeah, like pretty much Shaman is drop Wind Fury with the warriors and blow people up with my burst.
Mm-hmm. Did we actually get a flag? Wow.
Yeah, that's actually awesome. Like, we're doing a good job.
What the fuck? I'm always interested in the people who like PvP but didn't like quickly rank, because the majority of people are binge rankers, right? There aren't too many people that slow burn out like you.
Yeah, like it was more like I didn't really think I was gonna be able to do High Warlord or anything, because it wasn't that I don't think I was competitive. It's just that I didn't think I had like the time to put it in. But I think if you just get like maybe, I mean, I don't know for certain, but was it like 300k honor could maybe get to it eventually. It just depends on the bracket and how many people are farming. Like, I'd like to at least hit general, but I mean, if I ever get to general, I'll definitely might as well just go for 14. I said just to complete my character.
Yeah, there's only so many things you can accomplish, and you sound like pretty much a solo player. You do have your mage, of course, that helps with the boosting and the gold making, but for someone who has like that solo character like you, there's only so many activities you can invest in on the main, right?
Yeah, like on my main, it's if I'm not PvPing, it's probably just farming like dark runes or what else was it? I think that's pretty much it, or just world PvP. But if I'm not on my shaman, I haven't been boosting as much, but I actually just recently got down the 340 plus pulls in Moradin on my mage. So I'm going to be boosting more now.
Hell yeah.
The thing with that, though, is determining how much I should charge.
We have a robust boosting community on this server, so with the big power pulls, what I'll say is there's quality clients, right? Clients that just want the secure, I can communicate with this guy does the big pulls.
Yeah, for me, I practice as much until I start boosting people, and if I can do it like 3 to 4 times without wiping in a row, then I think I'm ready for to boost people, just because you don't really want to be a shitty booster and give a bad name for yourself right off the bat.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that you had a boosting mage to support your career, but it makes sense. Shamans are not good at earning gold.
I used to do the Mara jumps. I used to be mining, so I would just farm crystals. That's how I was farming for my mats for Ahn'Qiraj. I would do like 12 or 10 minute what is it, Dire Maul East jumps, and I did that for a while until I decided to do a mage.
This is like toxic for them to assault.
Oh man. Yeah, I gotta start spam some purges on that one where last time he got away I didn't focus him.
You can purge free action potion?
I think so, yeah.
That's dope.
I usually do on druids if I'm like mage guarding flags with rogues. If you use crippling poison just to slow them, usually it's pretty hard for them to get away because the burst I can do and the CC you bring.
Let's defend the ramp. They're coming up the ramp.
Oh, druid's going ramp side.
Oh no, Hunter.
My god, we might cap it.
How did we cap?
That's awesome.
Oh my god. I cannot believe we're capping against this pre-made.
Yeah, these guys, well, I'm not saying they're bad, it's just, I think we have a pretty good geared comp. Or maybe they are just bad.
Their first one was amazing, dude. Free action potions, trap spheres.
Oh shit, did they pick it up already?
Yeah, they're through the tunnel. This might be game.
Try and catch them.
You think your guild's gonna play through Nax, or you got a couple guys that will kind of just fade away once you kill KT?
I think everybody is eventually, all guilds are gonna lose people. But no, they actually want to do a race, hopefully, to with Nax. Like, I think they're trying to get people to do it as soon as like the first day it's open.
Dope. I just wonder if we can keep people, you know, for a long time, because I actually heard it's gonna take a while for Burning Crusade to come, longer than I thought.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping like AQ phase was gonna last longer, but I mean, was it 2 weeks now and Nax is gonna be out? It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty fast. Yeah, I agree with you.
My guild hasn't gotten one Dark Edge yet.
We haven't gotten one belt of Unending Agony.
Is that the leather one?
Yeah, like the Rogue OSG. Yeah.
So we've gotten like 4 of those belts. We've gotten like 5 of the gauntlets for the Warriors, but 2 of the cloth gloves, and I think 1 of the spellcaster belts. A ton of the rings, but no Dark Edge and no dagger yet.
Yeah, the weapons are hard to get from Cthulhu.
I'd love to. I might actually try and go enhancement, maybe in our next game, just to whack some people with the hammer.
Nice. I need to go after this next game.
Oh yeah, you got an engagement, don't you?
Yeah, it's a PvP duel tournament.
Oh, that's going on tonight. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I met someone that organizes events, and she's organizing a duel tournament. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, I don't know if like you pretty much got everything you've been wanting for the interview, but I can always continue with you later if you need it.
Honestly, part 2 sounds really fun, but I think the story that you told me about the Gong was actually just super epic. I guess we can follow up with just a few last questions. One of them we talked about was Nax, but how do you see yourself being remembered on Fairbanks? You said you were surprised once you've been doing this type of content.
I guess you could say the one thing I'll probably see myself being remembered is the person who did open the gates. But hopefully, just as a pretty nice guy who try to help people out. I mean, I don't really know what my real status is on the server, but just hopefully a guy that people like playing with.
Right.
And I continue to help people out if they're doing their ranking grinds. They can always hit me up, or they want to PvP with me, because hopefully I'd like to try and rank up still, so if I can get help too, that'd be great for anybody who wants to PvP.
Yeah, I'll send PvPers your way. I know people that are, slow rolling it, people who just love PvP. I mean, the organizer for tonight, like, the reason she's organizing this duel tournament is for the love of the game, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I probably would if I had a few key items, but I know I'm probably not like 1v1 tournament material yet. But maybe one day, maybe in the next one if there is another one with Nax gear. But there's a few key pieces where I know I'm not gonna stand a chance. Like that shield from the trinket from AQ40.
The Baruch
That's
shell,
a big one.
That's pretty dope. Dude, I just got hit with Dark Edge of Insanity. That was insane.
Oh, I had that proc on me 3 times in a row. I think this one thing, I think my guild's looking for a Shadow Priest. So if you know any Shadow Priests are looking for a guild, I think ours took a break, so we're gonna need one for continuation of raiding.
For sure. You're looking for a PvPer and a Shadow Priest.
Yeah, PvPers and Shadow Priests, and anybody's interested in a raiding guild, if they're interested in finding one, a good home, they can always hit me up and I can direct them to the people who do our recruiting.
Yeah, when does Guidance raid?
We raid Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 5:30 to 9 p.m. server time, and we usually do like weekend raids, just if people are on for like AQ20 and ZG and stuff like that.
Yep.
For the resets.
That's dope. I can't even get my guild to do off raid nights, right? Like we do like the Wednesday, Thursday, and then they're pretty much just done.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of lucked out. Like they're a really good group of people, but who knows? Maybe down the line, if guilds fall apart through Nax, there probably are gonna be merges down the line. But it's always good to network and build bridges.
Yeah, you sound like a great player for that, and like you've worked with other guilds, especially through that. Dude, that crunch week of that.
Yeah, I was nervous as hell, man. I got it the Sunday, like the night before the opening time, or it was like Sunday, or I can't remember if it was a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday when the gates opened, but it was right before.
Yeah, dude, last minute finish for sure.
Yeah, I'm just, I'm thankful for everybody who helped me. I wouldn't be here without them, so. It's been a great ride, like a great time in Classic. I had a tremendous experience with it, and I still find the game. If you get tired throughout the day, you ever get that urge to just want to play again in the morning. Like, oh my god, I have like this urge to just want to play. Like either make a new character. I do miss that part about the game, though. Even though I make my money off boosting, I wish like more people were doing the original leveling and grouping in dungeons. That was a real fun part.
Yeah, it's hard for new players to even get in, right? If you don't have a gold source. It's funny because you're right, you do make gold off of it. Shaman's gonna be so dope in Burning Crusade. You looking forward to it?
Oh yeah, man. It's like I said, I didn't play Shaman in Burning Crusade.
Oh, it's done.
I just know they can dual wield, and dual wielding with what is it, Wind Fury? It's probably gonna be the funnest thing ever.
Actually being able to use Storm Strike dual wield.
And hopefully get that trinket off rule that I wasn't able to get on my warrior in Burning Crusade. The haste trinket.
Oh, I heard about it. My Burning Crusade experience, we never even killed Gruul. Dude, Slapjaw, thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
Yeah, man. If you ever want to hang out again, you know, feel free to hit me up, or any of your friends or guildies want a PvP, they can find me.
Hell
Or
yeah,
boost
man.
if they need it. I mage.
Herpaderp?
Yep, herpaderps.
Wow, guys, that was so dope. The match was not bad at all, and I got to hang out with Slapjaw. What a wonderful guy, dude.